Hey everybody, I want to talk to you about reflux this morning and dispel a couple of the myths. First of all, one of the myths is what's the cause of reflux? We're going to go through that, and then we're going to go through the myth of treatment by suppressing acid, because that's not a good thing. It's just suppressing the symptoms and not fixing the problem. Okay, first thing we need to know is there's good acid in our stomach called hydrochloric acid. We love hydrochloric acid because it is there when food comes down the esophagus into the stomach and it digests the food. It does the work. There's also a bad acid, and I'll tell you how that happens. When we have, for example, a lot of stress, when we are eating a lot of processed food with a lot of chemicals, eating a lot of sugar, drinking too much coffee, we're doing things like this and we get inflammation in the gut, the good acid, hydrochloric acid, will get suppressed. When this happens, the food that we eat just sits there in our gut, in our stomach, not being digested, and it literally putrefies. In other words, it's not digesting and moving along, it's just sitting there. This leads to our bad acid. The bad acid is organic acids of fermentation, because this stuff is literally fermentating. This is the acid that causes the burning pain. Now what happens is you go to the doctor. The doctor says, oh, you've got all this burning pain, you've got acid, we're going to give you an acid suppressor. And that helps the symptoms. Because you're suppressing acids in the stomach, you're getting rid of the bad acid. But you're also suppressing even further your good hydrochloric acid. When this happens, your symptoms are handled, but your digestion, it gets even worse because the food is still not moving, the food is still not digesting. What happens when the upper digestion doesn't work is the lower digestion doesn't work, because the upper signals the lower to release chemicals like bile and pancreatic enzymes to keep digesting the food further. This doesn't happen. The problem then is that we need to increase the enzymes in our upper digestion that start the process. And that's what we need to do to handle the issue. This is all entirely fixable. Starting with taking digestive enzymes, making sure that your food starts to digest, then also throwing in some probiotics, because anytime you have decreased hydrochloric acid, you typically have some inflammatory issues in the gut, and that means that the good bacteria are typically low. So we want to support that as well. Then the other thing is the good bugs have to be enhanced, but because we've been low in hydrochloric acid, we also get now bad bugs in our digestive system. Anytime we eat something and it has any type of a bad bug in it, the hydrochloric acid kills it off and we're good to go. When we don't have that acid, especially after taking acid suppressive medications, we start to get all kinds of infections, and we get parasites, all those kinds of things in the gut. So to treat this, you may need to take something that's going to handle some of these bad bugs. And then you may need something to soothe and heal the lining. Very important if there's inflammation. Also, some people may need something for the lower part of digestion to get that moving as well. But also, you have to make some dietary changes. If you're drinking, 3 cups of coffee a day, you're going to have to think about that, not eating so much processed food and sugar. And then the other thing is, especially today, stress reduction. Stress reduction, find a way, whatever it is that you're comfortable, get out, walk that energy of stress off and get out into nature, look around, do some breathing, do some meditation, to reduce the stress. When you go into stress mode, you suppress your hydrochloric acid because you're in the fight or flight mode and you will not digest that. And that goes with any time, any place. It's very important to not eat food when you're upset. You need to breathe, calm it down a little bit before you go into eating. All right, so that's my take on reflux and why the medical treatment of giving medication to suppress your acids is just treating the symptom. You want to treat the problem, dietary changes and supplements, and that'll get you there, no doubt. All right, guys, have a great day.